What's poppin', everybody? This is Cedric and welcome back to Expanded Pokemon Sets. Today, we're finally going to be looking at the final set from the Black and White era. It's definitely been a long time coming. I broke a new record this time around, more than 2 months since Plasma Blast. But today, we're going to be looking at Legendary Treasures. So once again, like I've explained in the Plasma Blast set review a bunch of months ago now, these sorts of sets, both this and Plasma Blast, are kind of nostalgic to me. They were during the time when I was at university in London. Some of the first booster boxes that I got, like this might have been Legendary Treasures. I don't remember exactly, but it might have been like the third booster box I got. I got like two Plasma Blasts. Then it was Legendary Treasures, and then I think it was after that that I went back to DP and got the Arceus ones. But anyways, so this is the last set of Black and White, the Black and White era, and it is a reprint set. Back then we used to have those sort of more traditional reprint sets, and it does have a bunch of new cards too, I'm pretty sure, right? But we're probably going to focus on the reprints, like some of the really good reprints that this set had to offer. So I guess we have Superior here on the Black and White starters. You get all of them here, the ones with the abilities. This one with Royal Heal at any time. Between turns, you heal 10 damage to each of your Pokemon. So a really good ability. If only these Stage 2s were good back then. I mean, it's actually, back then they even had a better chance at doing something like compared to now. But they still wasn't doing anything, so right now definitely wouldn't do anything. But a great ability, and then Grass Mixer is attack. You move as many grass energies attached to your Pokemon, to your other Pokemon any way you like, 60 for 2. So definitely Black and White era style attack and card. 130 HP, water resistance, 1 retreat. You know, decent stage 2 for back then. If only it actually could have been more useful. Then let's go down and find the other starters since I started with you. We got my boy Emboar here. This guy got special treatment. So we're actually going to look at all of them because they're some of my favorite cards. So you have the Tepic right here. Reprint from the Black and White Tepic with Takedown. 70 HP to retreat. You guys can see it's the newly wed couple, newly young couple basically. You got this dude and his wife right here, his woman, whatever. And you got their kid. It's got the Tepic. So little kid. And he's got his first Pokemon or something. So pretty cool. Then you go on the Pignite. Reprint Pignite from the Black and White one once again. 100 HP with a 3 retreat and the Flamethrower attack. You guys can see a bunch of years have passed. You know, the little kid is a bit older. These husband and wife, they have another kid here, a little daughter. So the guy got a sister. So it's pretty cute, pretty cool. And then you got Emboar, which of course has Inferno Fandango. And the guy is grown up, has his own girl and his own kid. And then these guys are grandparents now. And his sister got a bit older too. So really cool, sort of family line Pokemon when they tell a little story. Other Pokemon cards do this too. So one of my favorites for sure. A lot of people like these. And yes, this is the Inferno Fandango Emboar. This was actually one of the best reprints in this set. It was just an excellent way to get Emboar. And this guy was good. Like even back in 2013, 2014, you could still use like Rayquaza EX that came from the tin. It was available for a bit, and you could use Raybor. And after that, we got like it was the Delphox with Mystical Fire, just like in the set after this one, the first X and Y set, and you could pair them together. I guess you know Puka has videos on his channel. Heat Crash wasn't a good attack, but of course 150 HP was good. Like it's crazy to think about that. Some Stage 2 Pokemon, they still print them with 150 HP. This was like 150 in Black and White, so Definitely in Sword and Shield, they need to do better with the HP on stage 2. Like they definitely need to step their game up with them. We don't have many good stage 2s, if any. But anyway, let me get back in the set here. And then where are you? You got Samurott 2. Is it going to show us? Wow. What's all the hate with Samurott? Looks like it's not going to show us the scan. Too bad. But once again, black and white starter stage 2 reprint. This guy with shell armor. Any damage done to Samurott is going to get blocked by 20. And then Hydro Pump, you do 70 for 3. And then for each water energy, it was going to do 10. So basically, if you had like 3 water energies, it was 100 for 3. And put DC in a water energy, it would be 80. This was actually a more of a key Pokemon in the sort of Heart Gold black and white era, that little brief period for a while, since it could attack and kill Donphan and a bunch of other water weak Pokemon. And in the beginning, you know, these sorts of Pokemon, they were a bit better. I mean, obviously Emboar was broken from the get-go. Could be combined with Reshiram right here. Another reprint. People use Typhlosion too. You could do a bunch of stuff. But yeah, let me not jump all over the place. But I guess we'll do it like this because this is a reprint set, so I don't need to look at the EXs, I guess, in order and what have you. You got Verizion, Double Draw. Once again, another good reprint. I think this was from... The original card is from Noble Victories or Emergent Powers. I don't remember. With draw 2 cards and then leave wall up 40, and then it was going to be 80 for 2 next turn. Good grass Pokemon, basic 110 HP water resistance. Yeah, got Cobalion and Terrakion too, if I find them. Victini, another good reprint. Looks like it's not going to show us, but this is the Victory Star Victini. This one's definitely from Noble Victories. So once during your turn, after you flip a coin for an attack, you may ignore the effects and flip again. So this was a crucial part in a lot of the gimmick sort of coin flip decks that tried to exploit this and maybe make use of some solid coin flip Pokemon that maybe had decent attacks if you got a bunch of heads on coin flips. So that's what's up with you. And then we got Victini EX too. I guess start looking at the X's. This one was from Plasma Storm. I'm pretty sure it's Plasma Storm, right? Good EX with Turbo Energize. You search your deck for 2 basics and attach them to your bench Pokemon any way you like. So very good energy acceleration, but you had to use fire to do it, and more importantly, it just had 110 HP. Yeah, not that good. Talked about it in, well, its original set in Plasma Storm. You know, it had potential with Turbo Energize, but that HP, man, wasn't going to cut it. Now, this did see play. Some people would like to tech this card in their decks and use like the victory piece, and then you could do the intensify and burn attack for free, and you would kill basically the grassy X's like Verizion EX and Genesect. That was pretty popular. So Seismitoad decks, they teched it in. Other decks might have teched it in. Like I remember, yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember Puka showcasing his Primal Kyogre deck. I never dug that sort of the way that he built it, but he did have that in there too as a tech, if you check his channel. So it was a card that was seen play to counter, I guess, Grass Weak, Fire Weak Pokemon EXs. It was going to be 200 damage with weakness. Anyway, there's Reshiram, my boy. You know, this card and Zekrom, they received, my god, like probably like 5 different prints or even more throughout the black and white era. There were amazing revolutionary cards though. You know, when we moved from DP to black and white, it was that jump from basic legendary Pokemon and just basic Pokemon from like the 190 HP to 130 all of a sudden. That was unheard of. And they also had this outrage attack, which, you know, the sort of rage outrage combo where you have damage counters on a Pokemon and then you do that extra damage. That was kind of broken back then. So that's why it was reserved on basic Pokemon, and you had to use like the memory berry to copy that effect and sort of have that strategy. You know, with these guys, they had it from the get-go, just straight outrage 20, and then, you know, they're gonna hurt the opponent more if they had more damage. So crazy good. Blue Flare, 120, very good. I mean, you know, these Pokemon, it's been so many years. This would still be a solid, you know, fire Pokemon. I mean, I like the new Moltres from Team Up. Like if I was going to use Inferno, you know, Fandango deck with Emboar, like a Raybor deck. But, you know, if you want something more standard, you can still use this Reshiram with Blue Flare. I mean, yeah, it's probably feeling the power creep by now. There's probably better fire options, but not really that much better. You know, they can still hold up with the HP, you know, the attacks. So another reprint. It doesn't look that great, but it's one of the hollow prints, I guess. And then there's Zekrom somewhere in here too, I think. We'll try and find it. Got Reshiram EX, another reprint from Next Destinies, I believe. You get this Legendary Treasures print, not a very good card, but is in here. Got Articuno. You got all of the Legendary birds. They get like prints from Next Destinies too. They're not great though. Empoleon, it's not the good one that we wanted to get. This one just does Surf and Emperor Strike, working hit it says here. But it's interesting, you got Manaphy in the background here, or maybe it's Fione, I can't tell. And then you got this Empoleon riding the waves or swimming or whatever. And then there's a fucking Trubbish on it. So I always thought that was pretty wacky. There's Fione. And there's the dudes once again in the background. You get this Trubbish here. Somehow it's in this area, like in this island or whatever. You get some Wingles too. Okay. Then we got Seismitoad, I believe. Yeah, this one does round. I think this was an original card. I don't remember if there's any other print. But round was like a tier 3 deck you could try for fun, I guess, back then. Maybe tier 2. Once again, Puka showcased it in his channel. And we also have the... yeah, I think it is a new card. We've got the fucking... Where are you? Let me find you. Meloetta EX, that's right. This is an original EX from this set. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't think I review it anywhere else. So round, it needs 3 Psychic, so it was probably impossible to power up and use. But what you did, you played it down, and then you could use Seismitoad, and he could do the round attack. You could actually do a lot of damage for back then. So it was sort of a fun deck if you had the time to set it up. Right. And the thing is with this set too is like the ratios were extremely good. Like you get a box and you're gonna get a bunch of EXs, a bunch of hollows, a bunch of these sort of special holofall cards. I'm not sure what the correct name for them would be, but they're not prismatic, but they got some sort of special holofoil technology that makes them unique in Legendary Treasures. You know, a bunch of hollow spots and what have you. Anyway, there's a bunch of them, like RC refers to them like that. Radiant hollow, that's what they're called, I think. You get another superior. You actually get 3 different types of superiors here. Royal Garden, if this Pokemon has any grass energy, no retreat cost. And the Solar Beam, just 80. Not that impressive. And then I think there must be another one somewhere here. Anyway, let's go up again. Do things in order. So Kyurem, reprint from the Kyurem in Noble Victories once again. Outrage and Glaciate, a very good card. Used it quite a bit. This version, I only had this version on TCG Online, so I used it quite a bit. You got this bridge right here. I believe it must be the Sky Arrow bridge from Black and White. Man, I never thought I'd say this, but I mean, of course, I would like good DP remix, but I think it's been a while since I played like Black and White, the Black and White video games, and I'm sort of getting that nostalgia for them too now, because it has been a bunch of years. Black and White remix would be good as well, but I mean, Pokemon games are shit now, anyways. Let me not digress. We got the Kirimi X2, not a very good Pokemon, but I remember pulling this in real life too. With Frozen Wings, discard a special energy, and then Hail Blizzard. It was a horrible attack. 120 for 4. And then you can't use this attack next turn. Wasn't killing any EX. Wasn't killing anybody with 4 energies. Thankfully, the other Kyurem from Plasma Blast was better. Keldeo EX, a phenomenal reprint too. It's not going to show us, but this is from Boundaries Crossed, good old Russian Keldeo. Another excellent way to acquire this card from this set. You get Zapdos plus an Aminim, and Mulga. Looks pretty cool, pretty cute as well. This is a reprint from Dragon's Exalted, Free Retreat, Call for Family. It was actually kind of decent back then. If you didn't have any better support Pokemon, you could try and use this. There's Zekrom as well, Outrage and Bolt Strike. Man, it's not showing us. A bunch of favoritism. Zekrom EX. Not that great, but better than Reshiram. At least this was seeing a little bit of play in the early days when it came out in Next Destinies. You got Strong Bolt 150 and you discard 2 energies. You got Mewtwo, you got Mewtwo EX, another crazy good reprint here. This was like the best Pokemon Mewtwo EX for a while in Black and White. Got a tin reprint and you also could get it here. I don't know why it's not showing us. Fucking hell. And then you got Natu here. Yeah, there's a story Pokemon too. You got these 2 Natus and they're kind of cold, you know, freezing and shit. And then somewhere, if I find it, where are you? Where the fuck are you? I know it's in here. There it is. You got this Bouffalant with Revenge, and then it sort of feels sorry for the Natus, puts him in his afro head, and nothing can be warm. So another cute little story, 2-card story here. This Bouffalant basically did Revenge, and you know, there's sort of a revenge attack where if your Pokemon gets knocked out, you do high damage for just a DC attachment, just a minor attachment, 1 energy attachment. We've seen this in a bunch of Pokemon. This one was going to do 90 for 2, so 90 for DC. Pretty decent, you know, it's half of an EX's HP, but it didn't really see that much play. Fuck me. Fucking cars outside. Anyway, but what was I saying? Because we got the Bouffalant from Dragon's Exalted that had Gold Breaker and its ability blocked damage too, so it was better. Oh well. Got Drigadon as well. It was the only sort of dragon Pokemon to be colorless that we got after, you know, Dragon's Exalted and Dragon's Vault, where dragon Pokemon got the dragon type. They were not colorless anymore. But this Drugadon, since it was based on a Drugadon from Noble Victories, I think, or Next Destinies, with the rough skin, it was colorless, so they reprinted it as a colorless Pokemon. So it's kind of unique. It was the only dragon colorless Pokemon we received after dragon Pokemon got the dragon type cards, basically. I mean, now they eliminated the dragon type and we get dragon Pokemon as being colorless and other types like water and shit, I think, and fire or whatever. But I mean, yeah, the secondary type basically, and rough skin every time was going to get damaged. 2 damage counters on the defending Pokemon. Okay, let me go up. We still have a lot of good cards here. I don't want to miss anything. But there's going to be quite a bit since this is a reprint set. You got Ralston Curlia, Sableye, let's see, Toxicroak, I don't think this guy. You got Sigilif, I believe, yeah, this one is with Safeguard, prevent all effects of attacks including damage done to Pokemon EX. Prevent all effects of attacks, not just damage. See that Decided Eye? Guess not. But yeah, definitely much better than Decided Eye. You know, these Pokemon, at least they were basics. They could easily be teched in. And then hopefully they could buy you some time against an opponent's EX. Plus, I mean, look at this attack. Psychic. 50, and then 10 more damage for each energy attached to defending Pokemon. This is actually much more solid for back then compared to Decided Eye's attack, which is a stage 2. And it's all the way to Sword and Shield. So, both this and even Suicune, they were much better and definitely saw more play and success. So this was a reprint. No reprint for Suicune, just Sigilif from Dragons Exalted. But you get this as another sort of hollow. The background here, it's some sort of Digimon shit or whatever. I don't know what the fuck is it supposed to be. Anyway. You got Trubbish and Garbodor, the fucking Garbodor that everybody loves or hates with Garbotoxin. This is the third print it got in the era. It's basically this, the original one, and you got the secret rare one too, in one of the plasma sets. And then it got one in Breakpoint too, so what the hell. But Garbotoxin Garbodor, another way to acquire it back then. An easy way, you could say. You got Gothitelle too. Really like this one. I remember buying them as singles back in the day, thinking I was going to use them, but I couldn't use them the way I was thinking. Like when I was getting back in the game from the DP, and I was thinking of, using regular ass Pokemon, looking at them, and I'm thinking, okay, Mad Kinesis, 30, and then 20 more damage for each Psychic Energy. Seems pretty hot if you get some Psychic Energies on it. It was going to be basically 90 damage for 3. And in my head back then, that was good. And it had the potential to be even stronger. But obviously, Magic Room was the really broken thing about this Pokemon. As long as it was active, your opponent couldn't play trainers. Used in the Gothitelle Excelgor Dusknoir deck. And later on, I mean, they reprinted it here. And then just the very next set, we got Trevenant. So, unfortunately, everybody forgot about this card. It's sad, but it is what it is, power creep. It wasn't worth it to just use a stage 2, just for 20 more HP and a worse attack. Trevenant had a good attack too. Better attack. Okay. And you got Reuniclus, I think. No, this one is not the one with the ability. We got some of the original EXs from this set. They were horrible. But I do remember using this on TCG Online. Chandelure EX. Curse Drop, put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. And then Eerie Glow, 70 damage, and then Confusion with Burn. Now, back in the day when I didn't have, when I had an even bigger lack of cards compared to now, I just had like the codes from some of the boxes that I bought back then. And I had this, so when we got like the great support in Phantom Forces for the Psychics, I was using it. I remember in like Trevenant Chandelure decks, like the stage 1 and stage 2, and then I would have this guy in for some reason too. Could do his attacks like for 2 energy, his big attack for 2 energy with Dimension Valley. You could do Curse Drop for free, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, you couldn't. But it was kind of cool. I used it. I used what I had back then. You got Lucario. Reflexive Retaliation. If this Pokemon is damaged, 2 damage counters. And then Aura Sphere, 70 for 2. 20 on the bench. You get Gallade, Excadrill EX. This one's even worse than the other dude, I think. Discard the top card of your own deck if it was a basic energy, attach it to this Pokemon. But if not, you just lost it for nothing. And then Break Ground is a shit attack. Hit in your bench for 4. Come on, man. 120. Clay, Stunfisk. Reprint from Legendary Treasures with Muddy Water. Pretty solid attack for 1 energy. And then Rumble was good too. Wasn't a bad Pokemon actually, even though it was Stunfisk. 100 HP. Light resistance. Good cheap attacks. You could use it with strong energies and shit. Terrakion. Fighting Pokemon with the Retaliate/Revenge attack. Once again, saw a lot of play as a way to kill Darkrai in one shot. Big basic fighting Pokemon, 130 HP. And then Cobalion must be somewhere here too. Got Darkrai. Got Spiritomb too. I think this was, yeah, this is an original card in here. With Sealed Cry. While this Pokemon was in play, neither player could play an A-Spec card. So what you tried doing, just try and get this super early, play it down. And then if you did that, your opponent couldn't use their computer search or their other A-Spec they were running. So not great. I never ran this card myself. It just seems very inconsistent. But I guess it had a support attack too with Hex Mirror. Shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw a number of cards equal to the number of cards in your opponent's hand. Not a fan of it. Pretty fucked up art too. Spiritomb, not a very attractive Pokemon. An ugly Pokemon actually. What am I saying? Fucking Darkrai EX. One of the best reprints in this set. Jesus, like there's so many reprints, but this one might be the best if I stop and think about it, or one of the best. So, Dark Cloak, Night Spear, 180 HP Psychic Resistance. This Pokemon was the perfect package in Black and White as far as EX Pokemon went. Heavily used even during the X and Y era. And I still fucking use it today in like an expanded 2 when I'm playing dark decks. You know, 2 copies of this guy are always in, so I get that free retreat. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I mean, at some point, you know, that 180 HP is gonna become a liability. It's still maybe decent right now, but maybe someday it's gonna be too low. It's gonna be like trying to use some of those 110 EX Pokemon. But you know, he was good, man. Like even when Yveltal EX came out, it was paired with it. Yveltal was gonna be your main attacker, but this guy wouldn't be half bad still. Doing 90 and then 30 on a bench Pokemon, 120 total with Night Spear. Using the Dark Patch on his ass, that Dark Cloak being so good. Damn. And the cool thing is that the regular artwork for this guy is also pretty cool, not just the full art for Darkrai X. So it was another sort of nice way to get it if you couldn't get the Dark Explorer's version. Okay, you got Zoroark, the one with Brutal Bash and Dark Rush. Reprint. Pretty fucking good. Once again, 20 damage times the number of Darkness Pokemon you have in play. I don't think I need to say anything more. Got Cobalion. Used this quite a bit too. When we got the Phantom Forces and had Bronzong. This was a very good Pokemon to use. With Iron Breaker, prevent your opponent's Pokemon from attacking altogether. And Energy Press, if your opponent had a lot of energies on them. It's going to be a decent 2 energy attack. So if they had like 3 energies on, this was going to be doing 80 damage for 2. That's not bad. Maybe doing 60 for 2 wouldn't be bad either. But great basic metal Pokemon in those Bronzong Metal Lynx decks. Oh my god, talking too much. Rayquaza. Reprint from the Dragon Vault 1 and Dragon's Exalted 1. This one, I've never fancied his art. I've always preferred to use the Dragon Vault 1. But it's a holo rare card too, and it does have a little bit of value, I think, in TCG Online if people want to get that sort of Rayquaza. Some people prefer this version as opposed to the others. With Shred, you do 90 damage, ignore effects, so it was so good. We're going to hit Dragon Weak Pokemon for weakness, get the KO, just use a regular basic Pokemon. First attack did a lot of damage too, for just 1 energy. Then you got the Garchomp line, Gible, Gabite reprint. They didn't reprint the Gabite with the ability that lets you search. We just got the Shred one here, which a lot of people thought was disappointing. I mean, I didn't really care, but we got the Garchomp with the Dragon Blade and Mac Cut. Dragon from Dragon's Dragon's Exalted, yeah. Was thinking of Dragon Majesty. Another reprint. This guy got a bunch of prints too. Hydreigon from Dragon's Exalted once again, the one that with Dark Trance, move darkness energies around. Preferred the art on the original one, but this was a way to get this too, once again. So this set is chock full with reprints. Like, I think I should maybe call it a day. Lugia EX, the Plasma one with Overflow. What more do I need to say? You got some trainers, I guess, too. We got Bianca. This wasn't too bad of a supporter back then, but, I mean, we had both N, Chorus, and Juniper, so nobody was really using this, and even Charon, maybe that sort of straight 3 would probably come in handy more than drawn to F6. I mean, at least, the thing is with Lily is that she gave you that super plus when you used it on the first turn. On your first turn, not the first turn. And then the new rules ruined it. But when you could do that, Lily was going to give you, drew until you have 8, so it had that sort of value for it. This, it was just drawn to F6, so it's not a bad supporter, but it's Bianca too, cool character from Black and White. It's just that competition was tight. Cedric Juniper, this card is one hell of a joke. You choose a Pokemon card from your hand and put it face down. You tell your opponent what Pokemon it is. And then your opponent has to guess the height. If they get it right, they draw 3 cards. If not, you draw 3 cards. So every Pokemon, they have this sort of, at least in Black and White, I don't know if that's how it is on other cards too, but it says you have to guess the height. So they all have a little, I think, number on them, which is like the height, like a little bit of text. Let's find a Pokemon so I can maybe demonstrate. Does it says anything? Guess not. It should say something, but I guess maybe you have to know from the video games or whatever. It has a little bit of flavor text here, but doesn't say the height. Anyway, it was a pretty just sort of insane card for them to come out. And then what was more insane is that even if you get like that, you win like the gamble, you just draw 3 cards, which is essentially just a Charon. They should have made it draw 4, so then at least you think to yourself, okay, if I get the plus, like if I win the gamble, I get a sort of extra value that normal Charon isn't going to give me. But they just made it, you draw 3, and you could even let your opponent draw 3 cards. So obviously nobody was going to use this card. It's just a collector's card. It was just an uncommon too, so whatever. Crush and Hammer reprint, Energy Search, double colorless. I don't know why they reprinted this. Wait, it's Energy Switch actually, or Energy Search. What the hell are they saying? It says Energy Search here, but it's actually Energy Switch. That's right. I was thinking to myself, there's no way they reprinted Energy Search and then gave us Professor's Letter on the next set. Energy Switch, that's right. And double colorless energy, you got the Reshiram, Zekrom, sort of gold plate, secret rares, whatever, and Gardevoir. That's not the one. I think there's one. Shit, no, yeah, it's not. It's not the ability one. But we got Elesa to Elesa, whatever. Search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon tool cards, reveal them, put them into your hand. Kind of a cool supporter effect. You just grab 3 Pokemon tool cards. We didn't have like the tool back then. So this would be good if there was a way to, like, you wanted to grab a bunch of tools, but at best, only the tool drop decks would use this. Like in the past, I believe in Platinum, we had another supporter. It was the clerk chick from like the Pokemon department store chick or whatever it was, and that was a cool supporter. But once again, it just wasn't really gonna cut it. I mean, you could use it to get memory berries, and that was cool for me back then. This, at best, it would see play in tool drop, and unfortunately, is very power crept now, just like Sealan when we have tool bag. And I have a bunch of other EXs, like original EXs, I guess we can look at, but I don't want to forget anything. Let me just see if I forgot anything. There's a bunch of Pokemon, some other EXs you guys can see, but they decided to reprint a lot of bad EXs too, but we got a lot of good shit too, so we couldn't really complain. Anyway, let's look at the final EXs down here. Get this Stunfisk too, once again, you know, these Radiant Hollow cards. Okay, so this one has a track. It's not the one. Fucking hell. The other one. Okay, Shaymin EX. Not the one, the broken one that got banned. This one was the bad one. Bad one in quotation marks. It was kind of decent with its Revenge Blast attack in the early days. Once again, I remember using this deck when I had barely, like, almost no cards in TCG Online. Like, I just had the codes from this set and Plasma Blast. So I would build what decks I could build, like just fucking useless grass decks that would have this guy in, and it would have like the stage 2, this guy, where are you? Like the Superiors here, and what have you. It was crazy times, but I remember I still have those decks on TCG Online saved up. I'm pretty sure I do. Got this Reshiram full art. Got an extra sort of full art Reshiram here, but no, not Zekrom. With the blue flare once again, used this quite a bit, quite a bit. Very cool full art. Have it in real life too for Reshiram. 100%. Got a Mulga too. Pretty cute, pretty nice. You got Mew EX, a very good EX. Like most people, if they use Mew EX, the versatile, they use this one, not the one from Dragon's Exalted. That one seems to be more rare. I never saw it when people used to use Mew EX. They always use this one. Anyway, but a valuable card from this set, I guess. And then the Meloetta Full Art EX too. I guess the one we looked at was different. It was the regular one. Anyway. So this is Legendary Treasures, guys. It's one of the best reprint sets we ever had and we ever got. Nowadays they do them quite differently, you know, with the shiny, these shiny cards and the shiny Pokemon and shit, and the crap ratios and what have you. And just through blisters and special products, this was like a booster box. This was an actual set, so you could get a booster box for this. It was very good. Quite expensive now, like a lot of the black and white sets, for good reason. TCG Online, I'm not sure of its value. You got this Charizard too, where is it? From Boundaries Crossed, I guess we missed it, but with 160 HP. There it is right here. Wasn't good, but whatever. But this is Legendary Treasures, guys, the last set from Black and White, and I have completed another expanded sets series, or I think this is actually the first one we completed. We didn't do, I did like the DP sets, the EX sets, the 3rd generation sets, my favorite. So that was the Pokemon sets from past formats. This is the expanded set series. So we did Black and White. I'm going to be doing X and Y next to make sense, and then after that, that's it. I'm gonna do another series. I'm gonna cover like the first other 2 Sun and Moon sets that I never reviewed when I wasn't making videos. But then after that, we're gonna do something else, because we won't have any more sets to review. So, hope you guys enjoyed this set review. Hope you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time We'll say